One of my favorite comedians, Alan Committie, is joining us in studio. He's back in Cape Town for his comeback with The Sound of Laughter, and he's here to tell us all about it. Hello.
Hello. I want to say, and you always look magnificent when I come to these lovely
Thank
studios,
you.
but you've done something even, you're looking even better, more beautiful. Is this because it was me here today, or is that purely coincidental?
No, this was definitely because it was you here. I had a whole team of people.
Oh, I saw them.
They changed my
the
hair.
looks wonderful.
And they did the makeup.
And I don't know if they can see your shoes. Your shoes look fantastic. I don't
just see them
You
here.
may have to lift your leg. I don't think that's
But
appropriate.
it's not appropriate. Later.
News 24. It's nice to be back.
It's nice to have you back. Now, you were just in The Merry Widow, which is an opera.
Yes.
And I didn't see it, but when I heard that Alan Committie was going to be in The Merry Widow,
Isn't that bizarre?
I thought, what a bizarre combination.
Well,
and, you know, the critics loved it.
Well, it was a fun experience, I got to tell you. It was only 6 performances. The Cape Town Opera Company contacted me. I don't think there could have been a stranger conversation than that. I thought, no, you've got the wrong number. But essentially what they were looking for is a comic. The part that they offered me is normally played by a comedian across the world, and it's the kind of comic non-singing part. That's very important. No singing from me. And essentially to keep the plot driven and at a certain pace. Because opera singers, magnificent singers though they may be, are not always the most trained actors. And there's a lot of text and acting in the production. So that was my job, is to keep everyone distracted while they were talking and then let them sing magnificently.
Well, you're very good at keeping everyone distracted.
This is what I've heard.
I think you're the right person for that role.
But yeah, the Merry Widow came and went. It was lots of fun, and we're hoping now to be picked up by some overseas opera companies and let the show go on tour next year.
Yay!
Yay! Happy days.
Now, you said you didn't have a singing part, but to say that you can't sing is a little bit of a lie. I saw you in the Little Shop of Horrors, and I was actually pleasantly surprised.
I heard
think
you
were
gasp audibly in the audience. I know, I was like, oh, someone's surprised. I had fun with Little Shop of Horrors. It was since we last spoke, which was, I think, promoting Little Shop of Horrors, we went to Joburg for another 8 weeks. So it's been a long tour, and it was really well received around the country, a good challenge, nice to have ticked that box. But now I'm happy to return to some stand-up. So that makes me happy in my little heart.
Now, the reason I was actually so surprised that you could sing in the Little Shop of Horrors is because you sing at the beginning of The Sound of Laughter.
Right, yes.
And you aren't
very bad.
Very good
but
at
that,
it.
to be fair, is a choice I'm hoping. But I must also say, so what we're doing, if you haven't seen the show, is because it's called Sound of Laughter, and we're sending up a little bit of The Sound of Music, which was the big national tour that happened last year, Peter Turin Productions. I then came out dressed out as a nun and sang Climb Every Mountain. I thought quite magnificently, so I find your judgment very disconcerting.
I'm sorry.
And unacceptable. But that's no longer in our show. So this version of Sound of Laughter, which is a return season, we had a sold-out season over Christmas, which was fantastic. No thanks to your interviews. All thanks to your interviews.
You can just leave now.
No thanks. All thanks to your interviews. So that was good. We had such a great season. And now we've brought it back, but it's trimmed down a little bit.
Yeah.
Subsequently, I went to Joburg, and I think because we're quite far away from Sound of Music, I've changed one or two of the jokes. Obviously, there's some new subject matters that have come up. Got to talk a bit about Homo Naledi.
Oh, that's important.
Very
important. Speak about Homo Naledi.
And the Springbok rugby selection, which I think they're quite connected, aren't they? Because I think Homo Naledi is just about old enough to fit into the Springbok rugby team, just about. So we unpack some of that, and we look at one or two other issues of the day. Politics have, I'm not a big political comedian, but I like to throw in a couple of references. But the show is leaner and tighter, and I think well worth seeing again.